As each year passes by, living a life of urgency becomes more and more important to me. Being able to tackle my day swiftly and precisely drives me huge satisfaction. Every day you have a choice to challenge yourself and face opportunities that only you can capitalize on. In this video, I wanted to go over the act of living your life with urgency. Whilst it's important to tackle your goals with care and focus, it's important to add urgency into the formula when it comes to goal setting. It was only up until recently that I'd realized that in this particular area, this is something that I had naturally been implementing. It's allowed me to be more efficient with my decision making and not getting drowned down in the what ifs and pondering on the small details. For anyone that knows me, one of my pet hates is wasting time. I fully believe if you want to achieve a goal, you need to take action and do it now. The more efficient I am and clearer I am in terms of what I need to do during the day, the more happy I am. There's been days where I've said to myself, right, I'm gonna get these particular tasks down, but one way or another, I just haven't got round to doing it. And ultimately, it's just leave me feeling a bit upset and angry with myself or just plain annoyed. But I think we also need to take into account is that when you're living a life with urgency, and you need to be careful not to try and just be busy. I think we've all had that conversation where you ask someone how they're going, and they just say to you, well, I'm busy. I think when we're busy, it could be confused by being productive, because if you're busy, you should be getting a lot done, right? Well, not quite. Maybe you're working hard and you could be working a lot more efficient and using smarter choices. Urgency is not about running around frantically being in a state of stress. It's so important to know the difference and define what it means to you. So let's take a step back. I think it's important to try and log down any particular actions you're doing on a daily basis. And this could be done in a calendar or any type of journal. So it's always good to take a step back and evaluate what you're actually doing. So let's define urgency. What does it actually mean? To act promptly with the intention to make things happen efficiently and effectively. So basically this just means doing what needs to be done within a particular time frame. So if each morning when you wake up, if you can say to yourself, I'm going to do the best I can and respect my time enough to stick to a plan if needed. There's something called the Eisenhower principle. And he's made the distinction between important and urgent tasks. And he's created this in order to help you take better action. So let's start up with importance. This is a measure of how valuable something is. This is ultimately a personal judgment. What is important to someone might be very unimportant to you. So for example, respond to all my emails. So these can also be activities that have an outcome, whether these are professional or personal. So urgency is a measure of how soon something needs to be done, assuming that the deadline for the task is fixed. This is ultimately an objective judgment. What is due tomorrow is more urgent than what is due in a week. These activities demand immediate attention and have a consequence of not dealing with them. So one of the reasons why we tend to feel overwhelmed is that we respond with urgency to unimportant tasks. Quite often we're working under pressure while leaving the important tasks to flounder. And to make matters worse, when we work this way, we don't get any sense of achievement, because these tasks that have been completed are generally unimportant tasks. We all know that feeling when you spend a certain amount of time clearing your inbox only to realise within the last 2 minutes you've received another 2 emails that you need to answer to. Whilst fostering a sense of urgency can be difficult, we all need to ask ourselves, what's your primary goals driving your life? What are you working towards? What's important to you? So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment if you want to see any suggestions, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in another one.